Well, just a second. Okay, I see that we're live. Mike, can you go ahead and start the webinar now, and then I will start the recording? Well, just a second. Okay, I see that we're live. Mike, can you go ahead and start the webinar now, and then I will start the recording?
Start it.
Just a second. Thank you. I will now start the recording. Actually, Mike, can you please go ahead and start the recording? And you can record to the cloud, please. Thank you. All right, good afternoon. The Delaware River Basin Commission will now convene its February 2024 public hearing. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kristen Bowman Kavanaugh, Deputy Executive Director of the DRBC, and I will serve as today's hearing officer. This public hearing is being conducted remotely via a Zoom webinar. This hearing is also being broadcast on DRBC's YouTube channel, which accommodates viewing only. If you are watching the hearing via YouTube and would like to offer comment on any of the hearing items, please join the hearing via the Zoom registration link provided on the DRBC website. Once you register, you will be immediately provided with a Zoom webinar link to join this hearing in progress. To reiterate, YouTube is not interactive and provides only an opportunity to view the hearing. You will be able to speak during the hearing only by joining via Zoom webinar. Registration will remain open throughout this hearing to accommodate late arrivals. The registration process is intended to establish security for today's public hearing, while also providing the public an opportunity for oral comment on the pending dockets. Those wishing to offer public comment had until 5 p.m. yesterday to pre-register for the Zoom webinar as potential speakers. Once we hear from all those who pre-registered as commenters, we will allow additional Zoom attendees the opportunity to provide comments orally on any of the hearing items today as time permits. A notice for this hearing was posted on the DRBC website and in other media. Attendees at this hearing can see or listen to me and to others who will be presenting at today's hearing. When the time comes to take public comment, we will provide microphone access one at a time to allow individuals to provide their comments and input. The public hearing is being recorded. In addition, the commissioners will be briefed on the activities held at this hearing, and they will have access to the recording as needed to inform their decision-making. I would like to start with introductions, beginning with our alternate commissioner from the state of New Jersey.
Hey, good afternoon. Steve Domber, New Jersey State Geologist and Assistant Director at the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection. I am also representing New Jersey on behalf of Governor Murphy as a commissioner. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Domber. And our Associate Counsel?
Kevin Pregent, Associate Counsel for the Commission.
Thank you, Kevin. And our Manager of Project Review, who will be presenting the draft dockets today.
David Kovach, Manager of Project Review at the DRBC.
Thank you, David. Additional DRBC staff are also on the Zoom webinar as attendees. During today's public hearing, oral comments are being accepted on each of a number of draft dockets that may be considered by the DRBC commissioners for action at our March business meeting. Alternatively, you may provide written comments on these hearing items. The public comment period for accepting written comments on the 23 draft dockets presented at today's public hearing will close on Monday, February 12th, 2024 at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. It is not necessary to submit both oral and written comments, as both are given equal consideration. Please visit the DRBC website for information on how to submit written comments. Note that chats or online written communications made during today's hearing will not become part of the decision-making record. The next DRBC business meeting will take place at 10:30 a.m. on Wednesday, March 6th, 2024. At that meeting, the commissioners may take action on any items for which a public hearing has been completed, including any of the items subject to hearing today. They may also act on any matters that do not require a public hearing, including certain internal and administrative matters. The March 6th meeting will be held virtually via Zoom webinar. The meeting will also be streamed on YouTube. Immediately after the March 6th business meeting adjourns, the Commission will hold an open public comment session. That will be an opportunity to address the Commissioners off the record on any matter that relates to the basin's water resource management. Unlike comments offered during today's public hearing, comments made during the open public comment session on March 6th will not be included in any decision-making record of the Commission. To participate in open public comment on March 6th, you must register in advance through the Zoom registration link on DRBC's website. When the Commissioners convene at the March 6th business meeting, they will have several choices on how they want to handle the proposed draft dockets. They may approve the resolution and dockets as opposed. They may approve them with changes. They may issue a denial, or they may defer action. When the Commissioners defer an action, they also have options. They may announce an additional period for written comments on an item with or without an additional hearing date, or they may take additional time to consider the input they have already received without requesting further public input. Any deferred items will be considered for action at a public meeting of the Commission on a future date. At today's public hearing, there are 23 proposed docket actions being considered, as noted on the agenda posted on the DRBC website. Links to the draft dockets were also posted on the website, along with a brief description of each docket. After staff's presentation on each matter, I will open the floor to your comments. We currently have no one signed up in advance to provide comments, so if you would like to provide comments today, please try to familiarize yourself with the hand raising feature and raise your hand at such time as you desire to provide comment. There may be people on the phone as well. The command to raise your hand if you are relying solely on a phone connection is *9. Please introduce yourself and include your affiliation, if any. The time limit for those offering oral comments today will be approximately 3 minutes each. Today's hearing is limited to the 23 draft dockets listed on today's hearing agenda. Any comments should relate to the items that have been listed in the Commission's detailed public notice on our website and scheduled for hearing today, and to issues that are relevant to the Commission's proposed action. For the record, we currently have 25 people watching the public hearing via the Zoom webinar and via YouTube. I will now ask DRBC's Manager of Project Review, David Kovach, to present the draft dockets for today's consideration.
Thanks, Kristen. On the slide before you are 23 duly noticed draft project dockets that DRBC Project Review staff have prepared for public comment at today's hearing. 22 projects on the agenda are in Pennsylvania, and 1 project is in New Jersey. Of the 23 projects, 14 are wastewater discharges. Those are denoted in black on the slide, and 9 are water withdrawals, denoted in blue on the slide. I'll go through the dockets in 2 groups, starting with the project renewals. This group of 20 draft dockets includes renewals of, that's 1 through 20. It includes renewals of approvals for water withdrawals and wastewater discharge projects that have not changed substantially from when they were last approved by the Commission. At this point, I request that we take public comment on draft dockets 1 through 20 on the slide before you.
Thank you, David. As I noted before, we do not have anyone signed up in advance to comment on dockets 1 through 20. However, if there are any individuals on the Zoom webinar who would like to comment on any of dockets 1 through 20, please use the raise hand feature in Zoom. It should be roughly on the bottom middle of your screen. I will pause for a moment to see if anyone raises their hand. I am not seeing anyone who would like to provide comments on dockets 1 through 20. Please proceed.
Okay, so moving on to the next group of dockets, that's 21 through 23. These are the renewals with substantive changes. And there are 3 in this group. And I will go through them briefly, starting with item 21. This is Aqua PA, their Fawn Lake, Mast Hope, and Woodlock system in Lackawaxen Township, Pike County, Pennsylvania. And this is renewal of a groundwater withdrawal with an increase in total system allocation from 18.38 million gallons per 30 days to 20.5 million gallons per month from 8 existing wells and 1 new well. And the water is used for public water supply. The approval also includes an increase in the Fawn Lake water system allocation from 8.5 million gallons per 30 days to 10.5 million gallons per month. The increase in allocation is due to expected future growth in the docket holder's service area. The project wells are completed in the Upper Devonian Catskill Formation, and the project is located in West Colang Creek, West Falls Creek, Tediusking Creek watersheds within the drainage area to Upper Delaware Special Protection Waters. The next project item 22 is Amity Township in Amity Township, Berks County, Pennsylvania. And this is an approval of an upgrade and expansion of the existing wastewater treatment plant's annual average flow of 2.2 million gallons per day to 2.9 million gallons per day, and an increase of the hydraulic design capacity to 4.35 million gallons per day. The expansion project will eliminate primary clarification and convert the existing anaerobic digesters and existing 3 primary clarifiers to aerobic digesters. Additional upgrades include a new oxidation ditch, upgrade of existing ditch equipment, a new final clarifier, upgrade of existing clarifier equipment, upgrade of the influent screen and grit removal equipment, a new control building, replacement of chlorine disinfection with ultraviolet disinfection, and drivers, blowers, pumps, and control systems upgrades. The wastewater treatment plant will continue to discharge treated effluent to the Schuylkill River at the river miles indicated on the slide. And the nearest surface water intake for public water supply is 1.8 river miles downstream on the Schuylkill River, and that's operated by the Pottstown Water Authority. Item number 23, the last project we have is Train Technologies. This is the one project in New Jersey, in the town of Phillipsburg in Warren County. It's a approval of the applicant's existing groundwater treatment system, and it's 0.075 million gallon per day discharge. The groundwater treatment system treats petroleum impacted groundwater from 8 remediation wells prior to discharging on site. The groundwater treatment system will continue to discharge treated effluent to a ditch that drains to Lopatcong Creek at the river miles indicated on the slide in lower Delaware Special Protection Waters. And the docket requires TDS monitoring and reporting to determine if the docket holder's request for a higher TDS limit is warranted. And that's all I have. At this point in time, we can take any comments on these last 3 projects.
Thank you for the presentation of the dockets. Again, we have no one signed up in advance to comment on dockets 21 through 23. At this time, if there is anyone who would like to comment on these dockets, any of the dockets presented today, 1 through 23, I will pause and give you a chance to raise your hand. Again, it's in the middle of your screen, the raise hand feature. I'm not seeing anyone else who wants to comment. As a reminder, if you have written comments on any of the 23 draft dockets presented today, please send them through our online system before 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Monday, February 12th, 2024. That completes the presentation of the dockets scheduled for hearing today. Thank you for attending the DRBC's February 2024 public hearing. Our next business meeting is on March 6th. We invite you to visit our website for more information about upcoming meetings and events, and to sign up to receive meeting notices and other dates. I will share a slide with a QR code that you can look to get additional information. And as I'm doing that, I will announce that the public hearing is now closed, and I thank you for your participation. I'll leave this up for a moment for anyone who would like this additional information. All right.